Did you know Jesus defines Holy Spirit? In Mark chapter 13, verse 11, the yellow highlighted text that you see, Jesus teaches sometimes the words people say are not their own words. The words are from or by Holy Spirit. And in Matthew chapter 10, verse 20, Jesus teaches, Holy Spirit is our Father's word speaking from your mouth. Now, I did some editing in the blue and green highlighting, and the word in, and I had to add the word through, because we have 4 examples of our Father's words. The first example, Luke chapter 1, verse 67, tells us when Zacharias declared John's the Baptist's life, these words had to be said by our Creator, for he prophesied John's life. The second example we have is Luke chapter 1, verse 41, when out of Elizabeth's mouth she declared Mary's son is blessed. These 2 verses prove their words were our Creator's words coming from their mouths. The third and fourth example are in Luke chapter 12, verse 12, and Matthew chapter 12, verse 28, where Jesus teaches our Creator's words will be said in their mind, and then they are to say his words. Other examples of our Creator's words coming to their mind are in the Hebrew text, where the prophets are being told to go out, and then our Creator will tell them what to say. Thus, Jesus teaches us there is no Trinity. Okay, this is going to be chapter 17. Now, what happened in the last video is that I had Ahab here as the king who Elijah is going to tell him there's going to be no rain. And this is the story of him being told this. He says that to the king, and then the story continues of what happened when our Creator sent him to this place here east of the Jordan by the brook to live, and he's going to command him to eat, for ravens to feed him, and then after it dries up, he's going to go again and live here, and a widow is going to provide for him. Now, what happens in the next chapter is this here, where I have to change his name. Now, I guess I also should explain, which I should. Why did that come out that way? How come that's not over here? So I'm looking for the video to kind of catch up. Boy, I did that wrong, but I got to also set up YouTube to watch the stream health here. Okay, it looks good on the screen now. Sorry about that. But the text, when I did this story, something came out that I have to show you why I'm using this king's name. Now, in the previous videos, the one before this one, I had made him this king. I had to change his name here because he had married a Jezebel. And I was going to tell you that the story is going to come up later that they have his name tied to Jezebel. So I was doing editing ahead of time. Now, it's because of this. He made altars for Asherim and built them in Samaria, rejecting YHVH. Now, the formats that I'm looking for is a 3-verse or a 4-verse. And a 4-verse, I'm using 2 major words and then connecting them with the least amount of small words as possible to make these verses, which then makes a small paragraph. I put one small gap here, and I can, when I find another similar like statement or continuing, that would actually be like, this would be a larger format or a larger paragraph. Now I've done this in a 3-verse and a 4-verse. Right now I'm just going to show you this here, and I will show you 3-verse as I go or get into the text, because I know that's going to happen here in this video. Other than that, I'm recording these for history, because when people find out that I am, oh, here's a 3-verse, and then it changes to a 4-verse. So I've got to say 3-verse, and then 4-verse, and then that way the reader will note what's going on as well. But the object here is this talking about the ashram. Now that's the moon goddess here, and Ra is the sun god, and his daughter is Asheram, the moon goddess. So if those of you who have not understood this when I say these things, here's the 3 names for the goddess that is in the moon goddess, or they have assigned to the moon goddess, which means you can meditate and have a sex-like experience without losing your seed. And that is called marrying the daughter of a foreign god. And that is here in Malachi 2, verse 11, where all of Judah, the nation, has married the daughter of a foreign god. So that's what it means, and that's, let's see here. I think that's going to be enough about the goddess. But anyways, it's that this guy makes them, and he puts them in the capital city for the nation Israel, in Samaria. Now, what is important here is that this is a change from Jeroboam's timeline. Jeroboam was the first king of Israel, okay, after our Creator divided them into 2. Now, they were divided before then, but this is now our Creator's dividing them, and now kings are over them. We don't have the listing of the judges over them. Now, he has set up in Bethel an altar, and what Bethel became is a pagan temple in there that Jeroboam was stopping true Israelis who were onto our Creator going to Jerusalem. He wanted them to stop at Bethel and not go to Jerusalem to worship there at a pagan altar to YHVH, but he didn't make it as for the gods from Egypt. Okay. So what we're down here in the timeline is this king here I've been talking about is being changed to this name here in this chapter because of this. Now that I've got you kind of confused, I got to set this up, and then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to use this as a search right now, and I want to find the next one. Now, how come it's not doing that? Okay, well, I was hoping. Let me do all. And let me do match case. And then find next? No results. Maybe because I've got it highlighted. No, okay, now this is going to take, that ticks me off. Because I've now got to scroll until I can find it before I edit this text. And this is FF. That I wanted to show you what I just showed you before about these. He's made up to follow Roz. Okay. And then you can actually go up and see this if you can get this thing to work. But this is why, one of the reasons. And then if I got ZZ, where do I have ZZ? Okay, I guess I don't. Maybe that's why it wasn't, because maybe that was what was supposed to be ZZ. Let me put ZZ here. And I'm going to put a space after it. Now, and that's because of this here. And I know that I think I come across the text in the next chapter. Yeah, in this chapter here. No. No, I guess I can't find it right now. Maybe it's farther worked down in here. But Jezebel has got to be told by him, not Ahab. Okay. But in this mass confusion that I've got you going in here right now, I'm going to start editing 17 here. Is it, or is it 18? Even forgot what I'm, yeah, it must be 18. Nope, here's where I had to change it, saying he's the youngest. He married Jezebel. Okay, I've got myself confused now because I thought I had this prepared. I'm sorry about that. Somewhere in here, I'm really thinking I didn't have to change it, or the reason why I'm changing it is because of that change that a different king had to change. To rise from the fake idols made for our Creator, that now he's set it up that they're actually away from our Creator. So so I'm going to make this guy's name here appear right here, and then get rid of all my notes. Although I'm going to leave that one here, but I'm going to put, yeah, I'm going to put, leave everything there. I can work on it later. I'm thinking how I was going to do this. Now, I'm going to use this. And I don't know why that mouse is causing it to go over like that. This has to be in the days for Joram. So set up. And this is what I do to add, say I'm adding text. This fuchsia colored word is a word that they added in 1977 NSAB, and that's the text I'm using because I have a Bible program that has the NSAB concordance, and that becomes very good at showing how I can find aids to actually understand some of these words or find a better word than what they're using that they used. And then this gray text is how I'm adding my own word here. Came to Elisha in the 3rd year. Now, from the above story, there's a drought going on. So after 3 years, we're going to find out how bad the drought was. So yeah, and I was replacing these names. Yeah, so these are this year and this year. I only needed to add it once here. This name was not here. So this saying, go show yourself to Pharaoh, and I will send rain on the face of the earth, on the land of the earth. The land is the surface that is visible. Underneath the land is ground. So under a river, there is land that they see. So I'm just putting you on to how they used the word a long time ago. And I will send rain on the land of earth. I'm going to switch this around and say earth's land and say that I'm going to just borrow it from here. I changed it on the earth's lands, on the earth's land. Okay. Now I'm going to put a double space here to say that they connected together. So Elijah went to show himself to Joram. Now, this is a drought, not a famine. Drought. The drought was severe. Elijah went to show himself to Joram. Add 4 to smooth out the reading. And this, when I was reading and pre-editing it, because there's so many verses here, I tried to want to make this about 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. I realized that I've kind of got them divided up here a little bit, and it has to be because Elisha's being told one thing, but the story has now got to tell you that he's going to meet this guy on the road. So after, and I have to say, after Jerome sent out this guy here, and I'm going to change his name to, I guess I'll do this to his name. so it makes it easier to read. And I'll get rid of this part here. Although I hope I don't have two of them the same now. Who was his overseer of his, and because this is not making sense at a household, I have to change the word household. I'm going to replace that one with livestock. And you'll see why in just a minute. But I need to add that that's too far away from this word, his life's word. So what I'm thinking is this text is out of place to get the story right. Now this is in parentheses, all this text, and you read it and you see it doesn't really fit the storyline, so I'm removing it. But this text here is a group, and it's a 3-verse group. And if I went like this here and go here, and then I come up here, and if I move this text, move group to top, well, above verse 1, and I do this, and I grab this text here, make this now 8 point here, and put it here. After Joram sent out Adai, who was his overseer of his livestock, words from YV came to in the 3rd year. So this verse now is not needed. Okay. So if I make that an 8 point, and let me get rid of all this stuff that I had added. I guess I get rid of this. You guys got to struggle with it later. Words from YV came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, go show yourself to rain, I will send rain. Now this here, now I don't need this because he said, I'm going to send rain. Where does rain fall? Kind of stupid to be saying these words. So now I've got a 3-verse and a 3-verse that make the story starting to be told truthfully, then double space, single space, and now it says, go show yourself to him. Okay, for there was a severe drought. Now I can get rid of some of this and then say, Now this is coming back to the story. Well, let me see if I can just go here and grab this name for right now and stick it over here. Because I think his name's going to come up a few times. Okay. I will say put head. And since he's a king, Jeroboam had commanded to go, and I think search the land. For a spring, a water spring. So this, I've got to say, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to do this. Yes, Dad. I'm trying to read it a couple times. I'm reading it over, saying it over in my head. For a spring. This we don't need. Perhaps you will find grass to keep. And all this could be said as his livestock. So all this I'm going to put going to be his, the king. So and I do not have to kill them. I don't need this. I added this. I do not have to kill them. I don't need this. This is talking about like the king is going to go out and search, and I don't think that king ain't going to do that. He's going to you search, and I will search. Or you search, I'll sit and wait. Okay. Now that changed that guy's name. I gotta go get it again. Oh, that's right. I did it over here. That's smart. As he was on the road, a road. But you gotta understand, I gotta look at the map because to be truthful about these things, let me see here. I need this map here. And this map's going to be important because here is Samaria. Now, you aren't going to find this on any secular site. This goes along with the story, and right now the story has been that Omri, the king of Israel, bought a hill, and then Ahab built the city Samaria and made it the capital city. So these roads that I've got here in brown are the easiest traveling ways that would have been traveled. I looked at the land structure, and they're not going to go up and down all over the hills. They're going to try to. They wouldn't have done that. They would have took the easiest path, and then they had to stop by water, and then the water was the boundary lines used to make the tribes land. So what we've got here is the story above was Ezekiel was sent across here, and he was sent to a brook that was here. Now, there's a lot to say about how deep this valley is because it's pretty much a desert along the sides. But it has to be in through here, and there has to be a bridge that travels through. This is also going to be the area where Elijah crosses with Elijah, and then Elijah is taken into the third heaven. So I'm thinking he's over here someplace, and he was told to go back. So the road that I'm talking about is going to be this road right here that he's finding him on. And he would be looking for a spring, and he would see it as along these ridges here. So he would have been easily to look up to see what's going on from this road. Okay. Now that you know the road, and I'm just not making, saying road for no reason. As he was on a road, she met him, and he recognized him. And I'm going to have to get rid of this. And said, his is it. I can't use the word this, so I'm going to say truly you, Elijah, and then it would be a question mark here. I have to say this is so far off, but it's got to be changed. Is this truly you, Elijah? And he said to him, it is I. Go say to your king, but it's not your king, it has to be our king. Now this is a 4 verse. That's a 4 verse. That's a 4 verse. And that would be true, that this would be a 3 verse changing to a 4 verse. Oops, forgot to put this, and I'll put 4 verse here. Okay. So I'll go say, go tell our king, behold, Elijah is, I'm going to say, coming to you, and this is what I need here. This I'm going to get rid of. This. Behold, Elijah is coming to you. But, let's see. But he replied, this is going to have to be the word why. You giving his servant. What are you causing, not giving? Causing a servant. Be put to death. And then I don't need this, but I need this. Well, wait a minute, it's a 4 verse, so I got to get this back up here. Where are you causing his servant? Why are you giving his servant? To be put to death. This verse is reading out of place, for there is no tribe and I think that's within the shadow of that word. And then this would be wilderness, where there's no people at. Our king has not searched, or does not search to, does not send to search for you. Okay, that's good enough. Finally, a whole verse made it without me touching it. and that does happen from time to time. Okay. And when they say, you, I guess I can put the word you. Does not, are not I'm going to have to put the word there. Made the people. Where they could not find you. Okay. Now you are saying, go say, this one, just use this much. Our king, behold, Elijah will meet with you. I'm going to have to say, put the word now. And now you are saying, go say to our king now, Elijah will meet with you. Okay. Their stuff. This has to be and if. And if well, if doesn't, and when I leave you, no, I'm thinking I still need the word if. And if I leave you, and if I leave you, an angel from YV carries well, not carries, takes you if I leave you, and an angel from YV takes you wherever and I do not know where, so when I come, when I meet, so when I meet and tell Joe Ram and he cannot find you, he will kill me with a sword. Okay. This is just bullshit. This is the same thing what they're trying to stick in up there above. So this I don't think is needed because he's worried about being killed. So let the conversation go on. But I just did that. So they're kind of repeating that to catch you back into the story. Then I just said to him, as YV lives, I will surely show myself to him today. I think I get rid of this one. And that makes it 4 verse. So Adai went to meet Jerome and told Jerome, "We'll meet Elisha." So Elisha said to him, "You are the troubler for Israel." Troubler Israel. And no, that's not a question. And that's 4 verse. Told him, "I have not troubled Israel. You and your fathers have." I like the word have. And you, I'm going to say worship. And I think that's close enough. You and your fathers have. But you worship Raz. And that's, we still have pagan names for Mars as a sun god. I can't remember what, or Mars is a war god. I don't know what Jupiter is and Saturn is, or Venus. So, but that's that's another goddess. But these are the children of Ra, or the hosts of Ra. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Gather you, and these two would be like the second subject. Many from Israel. That's the nation Israel. So here, this, because you can't gather all the people. That would be wrong. And this is wrong here. So I got to put something there because this is wrong. Now, the story is going to help me out and tell me what's going to go in here. Through the river Jordan. This story is about Elijah going to pour water on a sin offering. So you need water for that. It's at a drought time. Samaria is here. So all I got to do is come down to here, somewhere by here, maybe this river, and they're going to have everybody come and meet him down here. Not 450 prophets. If I put down 8, get rid of this. Well, I guess I can do it that way. Eight prophets or diviners. Divine. Or okay, I've got to take a break. I'll be back, but I'm going to stick up Psalms here for you. For you to look over. And then I'll come back and I'll finish this up. But this will give you an idea of what I found in Psalms about Jesus. And you'll notice how the text in red is about Jesus. And I'll be back. back. I'll just set this up a little bit. And remove the Psalms. Oops. Psalms. Okay. I was working on this text. This has to be messengers. I'm going to have to put the word out here, sent out. Messengers everywhere. And I would say to the tribes just to bring a few witnesses from each of the tribes, but went wherever. Or he sent them out. So Jerome sent out messengers. For their commanders. And this, I can't use this. No, to be witnesses. Well, this is all going to be that. So Joram, or Joram, Joram sent out messengers. That isn't right, though. Well, if I use this from this, I guess I should have read this. I wasn't going far enough. From the tribes for Israel. Over here. And from tribes of Israel came I'm not getting this as right as what I'm thinking right now, but this has to be and from the tribes for Israel came diviners to meet together at the okay, but this one here, and from the tribes of Israel came diviners to meet together at Jordan, at the Jordan River. Then, because I have to get them there first. Then came I'm going to say came near is not them there. And I'm going to say adding this word. This is the word I'm replacing these words for. Now this has been a 4 verse, so this has got to be a 4 verse. And to all the people he asked, That's the 4 verse. Now, these 2 opinions is about salvation. Their salvation to enter into heaven. This means that those that meditate and have sex with the female goddess, their belief is that when they die, their soul can enter into heaven. It used a long time ago, they became a star. That's why they have YHVH'S, and it means that become like the gods in heaven. So that's how they figured they were going to heaven, by having this practice. And those that didn't make it, they reincarnation, because that's why I had to remove all the words, and then he slept with his fathers. But the object here is, it's how long you hesitate. Now, I don't like the word hesitate. And I guess for the first time, I got to turn my computer on here and go to 21 here. Well, this is 17. I got to get to 18. Now I'll take you here. And what I've got is this concordance. So when I click on the word hesitate, this shows up as the Hebrew word or Greek word. And then these are the words that they used for that word. And when it's 2 words like this, it meant there was 2 words here together in a row. Hesitate and leaped. To limp. So that didn't help me. So did you know Jesus defines Holy Spirit? In Mark chapter 13, verse 11, when I forget to do that, turn it off. How long will you... I'm going to put the word debate. And that's because... And I'm thinking that's within the shadow of the word. Hesitate. Well, I'm going to make it mine. How long will you debate between I guess over creators here? How long will you debate between 2? How long will you debate? This is out. Between 2. I'm going to put creators. If YB is our creator, follow him. Roz. It's got to be after. I'm going to do it like this. But if Roz, follow him for your salvation. I'm trying to put the word salvation above to have comparing as of them. He is our creator. You are to follow him for your salvation. How long will you debate between creators? YHVH is our creator, and you are to follow him for your salvation. But if you are for Roz, but if you are for Ra, follow him for your salvation. And did not answer him a word. Then Elijah said to the people, I alone am left as your Trying to see where this breaks. I've got 2 here, 1 here. This should be 2 here. Should be 1 here. And it's got to be 2 here. Then Elijah said to the people, I alone am left as your prophet for YV. Roz, diviners, are just I'm going to add it this way. Make this a major word because I can't get any. And this is mankind. Mankind. The word mankind. Under their practice of meditating, a male's maleness retracts inside the body once a year, or can. It depends on the higher knowledge you go, what they practice and their secrets become. But it does happen to all of them that their maleness retracts inside their body. So that I use as mankind. And this is on the Vatican's wall. And you've seen this, and they put it in the sky among the stars. So now you know who really named the stars. And then this is the practice for a female, and it's her rosebud that turns flat and like a sword about 1.5 inches long. But Ra's diviners are just for mankind. Now get for us 2 rams. That's male sheep, by the way. Like this and like this. And then it's going to be 2 spaces. And let them choose one. Then the is to be paired, not cut, but paired. Placed on their altar. Use no fire. There's no fire. Sit on rocks that he's going to find along the bank of the river. Whoops. Thought I was at the end here. Just moving that word over to here. And this, to make it a 4 verse, I put a space there. What was I thinking I was going to do here? Our sin offering. Now, this is quite unique to have to be put here. And the object is that he's going to offer our Creator a sin offering. And if he accepts it, then you are forgiven. Okay? And then you can enter heaven again. The high priest is supposed to make this offering for the nation through the king on the large altar in Jerusalem. In Israel, he doesn't have that, so he's going to just make rocks as a sin offering, because the offerings that are done by the priest in his courtyard, outside the courtyard, they kill it and then remove the muscles or the actions of the sin, cut that up, and then take it in. On the altar, there are hangers or hooks that they put the meat on, or the muscles on. Then they put wood under it, and then they go to the fire with a fire pan, get some fire, bring it over, stick it under there, and this is supposed to rush up with great heat and just burn that meat to a crisp. That way, the smoke that is seen from the leader of the family sees this offering smoke. They know that they offered it now, and it's supposed to disappear, which then they go in and ask our Creator, are they forgiven? So all this is put into the word sin offering. And that's because the words that are going to come later about our Creator has told him what to do here. Okay? Now prepare the other and place it as our sin offering, and use no fire. Now, then They are to call on the name of their creator, and I will call on the name YHVH'S creator. And who answers by fire, he is our creator. And I'm going to get rid of this because he is going to become the second subject in this verse. He is our creator because he is referring to either or whatever happens between them. And the people answered, that is a good idea. So then Elijah said to the diviners, I wanted to make sure the S was there. Using Ra says all the gods, you can call on all of them. Okay. Well, wait a second. It's about Ra, so wait a second. Better not get carried away here and change the subject here. I guess I can leave yourselves, so that makes it a 4. And that's this, so I gotta, and you prepare it first. For you are many. For there are many of you. Remember, you have to skin it, remove the innards, and then you're able to remove the muscles or whatever they do for them. So And you prepare it first, for there are many of you. It has to be then, but I can't use it as a major word. Then call I'm going to use the word for your creator. But use no fire. Then they took the ram. This has got to be, so they took the ram, prepared it. Then they chose. Chose. That might help me understand what's going on a little bit better. Then they chose the ram. So any ram given us. I think I'm going to add the word to, given to us. Prepared their offering. And they prepared their offering and called on Ra. Okay. Now, how long did they do this? From late morning, because they had to go down after sun. They had to get ready. Then Elijah shows up. They do this discussing. So I'm happy with the word late morning until noon. Hold out to Ra. Answer us. Creator For us, please. Answer us today. I like today. Answer us today. But there, okay. But there was no voice or I'm going to change this into one word. And I'm going to say nobody. There was no voice. Did not answer. Did them as they leaped about the altar they had made. Had made. At noon, Elijah mocked them by saying, put Ra here and say that I'm going to add that. That gets the second word there with louder voices. I'm going to have to put his name here for Ra. Your raider either is busy perhaps he is asleep and needs to be needs to be awoke. So they cried out. I don't look. I know these diviners, these mankind quite well, understand their customs, and this they didn't. They would not do this. They would be thinking that we're not going to see fire come down from yours. So how are you going to explain this? Is what they're hoping for. Okay, we are. I'm not going to make them that stupid because I know what I'm talking about when I talk about mankind. So they cried out louder, and according to their custom, with swords and knives, not lances. See, that's the thing that you got to be able to see oversalted words now when you've been along with me long enough. So, that wasn't going to happen. Swords and knives. Past noon, because he provoked him at noontime. But I want to say until. So if I put until here, I can't use noon here until midday. Not until after I'm seeing this, and I'm not seeing this as being any good, but I got to come up with words with swords and knives until because midday is noon. So after noon would be here. And I have to say afternoon. All afternoon. After the noon would give it time to move a little bit more because Ra, the sun god, is most powerful at noontime. So I'm going to say this. Now, did I make that one? Okay. There is no such thing as an evening sacrifice or an offering. So I could get rid of this. I don't think I need to do any of this. That ends this group here, that they were doing this after he mocked them. Now it's got to be about what he's going to do. So I'm going to get rid of all that. This has already been said. This has been mocked. This is what they're doing until that time. Then Elijah told King and people and his people. This is not true. I don't need come nearer to me. Like, quit standing so far away. Come on closer. Let me show you something here. So it's like gather around. Maybe not that way, but come nearer to me. And they came nearer to him as well. Then, because Elisha's got everything cut up, I hope. Then I'm going to have to use this as a major word. Then he picked up 10 and 2 rocks. Rocks are this size. Stones are what David slung. So just the way I'm using the words, you should know the difference. And understand why I'm using these words this way. And 2 rocks. For the number of rocks. That's going to be a double space. So rocks. So the rock. So with the rocks, he made An altar. Made this, and he made a trench around the altar. Okay, now this is very important, even though you're seeing it and reading it and you're not thinking much. A lot of people who live in the city do not understand that when you have grass on the land, that it's very hard to cut it out and make a trench. So the thing here is now that they're down by the riverside, there's the Jordan, that little river, but down by the Jordan River, then it's got this sandy or clay surface, which then all you need is a stick to help you break up the ground, and then with your hand you can make a trench around the altar. Okay, so now you got that, what this really truly is defining. And when you say, well, it's not by the Jordan River, then it has to be that, how do you explain how he made this trench so quickly? Because it takes a long time to do this in grass, because you first have to remove the grass, then you have to dig up the ground, and then for the water that he's going to pour on it, that's going to kind of fill up this trench, is not going to be absorbed by the clay underneath the rocks that he's got. It's going to run into the trenches. So all this is you have to put into have a reasonable explanation by logic for what's happening here. All right, now that I've got this, and I've got two spaces here, this one here is just one space. He's not going to use wood. It's going to go on rocks. So because this is defined by our Creator, I better do this because of the importance of its meaning. I'm using the word placed. I might as well keep using the word placed. See, now they'd understand that it's supposed to be cut in pieces, but I can't use pieces. So he didn't cut it up. He's just putting on. So muscles, muscles, muscles. I'm going to put after. I want to make the story sound through after, or to be flowed better. After after he was done, not this. After he was done, I'm going to put Rams muscle. Were placed on the rocks as their center. After he was done, the ram's muscles were placed on the rock. Yeah, and that describes that he'd done this ahead of time. While they were dancing around, he had to be doing something. Then he's going to call them over. He's going to talk about the 12 rocks, and that we're all trying. You got to understand, this is going to take a while for him to tell everybody what's going on. This is more of a summary of what happened. So I'm going to put, he brought 2 pitchers with him. Okay. And he's going, and he filled 2 pitchers with water and poured an offering on the stone or on the rocks. And filled 2 pitchers with water and poured them on the sin offering on the rocks. The water trench he made. I'm just using the word water in a different place. So I'm going to say I got it from there. Water flowed around from and the water filled the trench he made. Okay. I didn't change subject. I just needed to say it a different way, which is a lot of times when I'm doing these. So that was 2. This, that. Okay. This is not true. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to use this. I don't need the word prophet. They know who he is. Then Elisha. Came close to them. Then Elijah backed away. I have to say backed away. He's already got the people coming closer. So this is going to shouted. Israel. This is Israel, the nation. At the time they came out of the Sinai. So I represent that as this, like this. So when people are reading, they know the difference. Today, let it be known, you are our creator in Israel. And I have done all, so I don't need this, because these two are going to go together. That all have done this. Into your words. In other words, all this that took place, he's now telling them that our Creator told him to do this. We don't have our Creator's words telling them this. Okay. Now, answer YHVH. I'm going to have to put the word Yah's people here. And that is saying Jesus's people. They knew this was Jesus. So I first have to do this and then this, because that's how they're going to end up with salvation. Because this is the argument that is in other places in the text that you can go to if you want to reference back and forth. To know, whoops, wait a second, this is great. What am I doing? To know you are our creator and you are I want to say returning. Their hearts to you. I got returning in these words right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then fire from YV descended. And where is heaven located? Where's YV located at? Or living? He's in heaven, which is above the North Star, which the star's motion creates a mountain. And that's the second heaven. In heaven above there is where our creator is at in the first heaven. And then the birds fly is the third heaven. And under the earth or under the ground, there is a fourth heaven or location, which is called the abyss. So just for you to catch up on everything, descended and consumed their sin on the rocks. Okay. I'm going to say after and after his people of this. They said, Wivey, he is our creator. Then Elijah said to them, Seize the diviners. For and let I guess I'm going to do this way. I'm going to take this, go down, and let not one, and let not. Okay, I think I'll leave it like that. I was going to put not let, and let none of them. Yeah, I'm still going to do it. And let not escape. That. Nope, I got to put it back in. And let not one of them escape. Now here, there must be something missing here, because when I'm reading it now, these two belong together. Because after he kills them, this can't tie together. So this has to be a space. Unless that's the end. If that's the end, yeah, this story of him going up on a hill and waiting for, no, and then prepare a chariot, you better get out of here. The shower's coming. I don't think he'd be hanging around that long. So none of this is going to be added. So then this does become one whole group. And then here, after they grabbed them, after they grabbed them, Elijah brought them down to the Jordan. killed them there. Okay, so it has to be one here, yeah. Then Elijah prophesied to him. Roaring is thundering. Be the sound of thundering. Rain. Raining. There'll be a sound of a this has to be coming is the sound of a thundering rain. I'm going to put raining of a thundering rain. Versus stormy raining. They're coming as the sound of a thundering rain. I'm going to use it that way, close enough to, okay. All coming as the sound of a thundering raining. Okay. That pretty much gets it. I would say it better, but I'd be changing way too much. I was trying to think of how to redo this, but that's not the point of making it me. I'm just trying to make the words mean what they're saying and then correct it truthfully, but it could be said like that. And I'm copying this over to clean it up. Boy, 40 some verses was a lot of text. But then again, I did throw out a little bit. Next one's going to be shorter. Maybe I'll put two of them together. But what I'll do is I'll put it right here. That means there's this, there's two spaces here, then there's one space here, and this was a 3 verse. And then 2 spaces for a 4 verse pops up. Two spaces. Two spaces. One space. Two spaces. One space. Two spaces. One space. Two. This is going to be one. Okay, I'm going to leave space right here. And I'm going to go get rid of this. Yeah, I've got two spaces going here really good. Spaces. Two. Two. One. Two. One. 2, 2 spaces, and that's the end. So as I go up here, I've got 2 there, I got 2 there, 2 has to be there, 2 has to be there, 2 has to be there, there. So 1 space has to go here, 2 here, 2 here. And that's what happens. I got a verse missing here. And it doesn't look like there. And it doesn't look like it's missing there. Now I could put it here. I'm going to put it right here. Because he could actually go on and tell him how he's corrupted. He could go after the king right here in these words. And then this is going to happen. So if I pull it out a little bit, I'll let you take a screenshot, or it should be actually be coming soon as a full book. So a PDF. So I guess, yeah, I think it's only been what, 2.5 hours. So yeah, that's about my limit here. And you get to see the text and read a little bit here. And like I said, I'm putting this all together into be one long book in order. And that way we'll have the first writer's words, the best that I can come up with, or best edited, meaningful words that need to be saved to tell the story about our salvation to enter into heaven. So with that, I'm going to stop the video, and then I'll make another one, and I'm getting really close to the end. So I'm thinking within probably 3 weeks, I'm going to be done. I think I have to do Samuel 1 and Samuel 2 after these. But if I only have to do Samuel 1 or one of them, it's going to be happen faster. That then I'm going to be able to start being more interactive as with what I know, and go through the story and start showing how I'm going to build the book as together, which means I'm going to go on Kick and not so much as YouTube, because it's going to take a long time to edit, cross-reference, put the names, put the titles, go through a lot of it. But actually, it will be something that takes so many hours to do that I can't break them up into, say, this one I'm going to do for 4 hours. It's going to be like work on it as long as I can. So it might become like a 6-hour video, and then I can post it on YouTube as that long. It's just going to take a while to do putting them all together and going through and editing. So therefore I'm going on Kick soon as live, just for you to know. Have a good day.